Thankful. Got a lot to cover today, man. A whole lot of stuff happening. Got a hurricane that came through the 7 point, I believe 7.2 on
7.2.
the Richter scale, and then they had some aftershocks.
How many people dead?
About two, about yes, sir. I believe right now about right, give or take about 2,000 at this point here. But because of that storm that then came through, you got to know how that's going to happen. So
Storm slash almost hurricane.
right, tropical storm.
Tropical storm.
So you're talking about mudslides.
Yeah.
You're talking about all kind of stuff. So
On top of people that had already got rubble that's on top of them and on top of their families and everything.
which is the problem. So brothers and sisters, pray because we never know when something's going to happen, and God is the best knower. So.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 and 4. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
That's all right.
10-minute segment.
Okay, Mayor, we're coming up to you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, St. Louis? How's everybody out there? You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. I'm joined by my main man, Dr. Anthony Shaheed. What's going on, bro?
Oh man, I'm doing good. I like to say assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I love my black community. I ain't in the apologizing business, so I'm gonna set the tone for that straight off.
That's right.
I love my people, and I'm thankful to you. I thank God first, but I think that you gave me the opportunity to come on this show. So
Man,
we got some stuff today.
Where would the show be without you, my man?
Without
That's right.
us.
That's without us. Doing the dance.
So, but my secretary.
We got her.
Hey.
Who could have a show without Sister Felicia Hampton? Huh?
Hey.
And she's
Sister
spoiled
Felicia
but
Hampton.
Is it okay to say that on public radio?
Well, you saying it.
Oh, okay. I know.
You saying it, my brother. You
Okay,
saying
okay.
it. And then we got Mr. Kevin Kev back there on the ones and twos.
The legendary
How we
brother
doing, my
Kevin
brother?
Kev.
All right, and
So
we
we
got
can-
and back by popular demand.
Oh, brother,
Huh?
I'm
Who
excited.
is
Ain't
it?
no sense me.
Who is it?
This is Sergeant Heather Teller with the city of St. Louis, and she's over the public safety position now. She's the assistant public safety director. And
The one and only.
I'm so happy she's gonna get close to the mic because that's what we do around here. You got to talk real close to that mic, but she can talk, and I'm just happy that she's here. We've been asking her to come, and I'm excited because I respect her so much. Very few of my respect on this level. I mean, she's the top of the line when it comes to fighting for our people. So
That's
I'm
what I'm
thankful, man.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a good show. We got Heather Taylor gonna tell us about these. Well, she's here, but I'm going to be asking her about riots, craziness, happenings at the workhouse and at the city jail, and basically what is it that they're gonna do about it? How you gonna keep a lid on it? I've got we got a big guest coming, Alderwoman Pamela Boyd.
Oh, that's gonna be hot.
From the
there.
27th Ward,
That's gonna be
coming
hot.
in to talk about the mayor's the passing of the bill that had some $150 million intended to be the first round of money that would be spent as a result of the call it the COVID impact, and money that has come down to us from the federal government. It's over $500 million in all. But this 150 is the first round.
Yes, sir.
So that has passed, but the mayor, in infinite wisdom, chose to veto a line item in it, and so the aldermen are upset about it. So
they're
we have
supposed to
one
be.
coming in to talk about it, and
Yeah.
Pam is Alderwoman Boyd is the chairperson of the Aldermanic Black Caucus. So she'll be in here.
So it's
with us,
woman
too.
to woman.
Woman to woman.
Yeah, I like
That's
that. And
That's
so-
right. Talking about black girl magic. We'll
Yeah,
see.
We're gonna see what's happening.
That's it.
And the reason I like that, though, Mary, is when we're talking about what's happening in our community. It's one name. I'm gonna bring it out because I kept asking. I'm gonna tie it into Rich Callow. You're gonna see a lot of this stuff is happening because of Rich Callow, but we'll talk about that. I want to send our condolences out on behalf of the station to Haiti, and the loss of right now. It's a little bit about 2,000. We don't know how many it's gonna be, but it's somewhere in that area now. And our condolence goes out. God is the best knower. It's an act of God. 7.2, I believe it was, on the Richter scale. Since then, other aftershocks have come into place. And then we talked about that tropical, I think it's Tropical Storm Grace, it was called. And because it's coming in mudslides, so it's really hampering trying to rescue. So a lot of things happen. But we want to say a prayer for them, Mayor, and ask everybody out there to offer prayer.
Yeah, okay. And a little closer to home, of course, we know we lost Dr. Henry Givens almost, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
And then his wife just died.
Yes, yes.
Thelma Givens
yes.
has just died.
Yes.
And so I don't think Dr. Givens was gone 3 weeks.
No.
And she, I just guess, could not live without him.
And one brother said, and we can't prove it, but it's a broken heart. When you married that long.
When you've been together that long, it's just some part of it just, I guess, is despair.
Yeah. Well.
So she has funeral arrangements coming up, so we'll let you know about that. And the Givens family, major contributors to the St. Louis community.
Yes.
And the work that Dr. Givens did at Harris Stowe.
Yes. Took it from a college to a university.
You would thought you passed a high school down there.
Yes, sir.
Before Dr. Givens got it.
Yes.
And when he got it, it was just one building.
Yeah, ain't that something?
And now he has turned it into a college campus.
Wow.
And his legacy is great.
Yes.
And so we got a lot to be proud of with him, and his lovely wife
Yes.
has been at his side all through it all.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And so hearts go out to the Givens family, sons, daughters, and grandkids. And but they can be proud of the legacy that they have left. And he made his mark.
Yes, sir.
He made his mark.
And then also we want to give, and we'll have all the information just shortly with another guest that's coming in, when the mom and the 8-year-old that was executed or shot by some fool.
Senseless.
Yeah, by some fool, I really want to say a whole lot of stuff. I just can't say it the way I want to say it. But that's a problem when we start shooting women and kids and act like it's nothing about it and act like
not only
this
that,
is
tying them up.
Yeah, like this is some normal stuff, man.
Yeah,
that's a real problem. But that family being here shortly, so we got a hot show, man.
Yeah, all right then.
You know?
Yeah, we're gonna get it in. But let us. I just got one couple of tidbits here. We got before we run out of this segment, because when we get out of this segment, we come back. We'll have Heather talking about what's going on down at the jail.
She a real
and at the
sergeant too.
workhouse.
She a real sergeant.
Oh, absolutely not a sergeant. She's a real administrator
Yes,
too.
sir, that's right. That's right.
And for those of you that just can't let your guns go, those of you that just got to have it, I want you to know this. This just in. Kids' firearms injuries jumped in 2020. Hospital visits by children injured by firearms rose by nearly 40% during 2020, according to a study published by the Journal of Pediatrics. 40%.
That's deep. That's damn near half.
40%.
Yeah, that's damn near half, man.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And the thing about it, I've seen these. I've been to the Cardinal Glennon to the on the floor where the children with the gunshot wounds are. Some kids have been shot more than once in their homes.
Don't they supposed to have, Sergeant, you can help us with, don't they supposed to have some kind of like safety things on their guns, or, something?
It's not the law, but you're supposed to have it, it's endangering the welfare of a child if it's not secured. You should
Speaking
have
to
a
that
safety.
microphone, speaking to that microphone.
So it's not the law, but you should have some form of safety or with a gun, and
Absolutely.
it is endangering the welfare of a child. And
Okay.
they give out free gun locks.
That's what
You can get them. That's one of the things you can definitely get at the police department is a gun lock.
He says,
You get that, you definitely
if you
get
can't
that.
get nothing else, you can get a damn gun lock. Yeah, that's right. But the problem with I see is you shouldn't have a gun at all. In my view, we don't need them. And I know some of you carrying on out there like you really got to have one, but here's the key. Anybody that's got a gun is 3 times more likely to get killed by it. Yeah. Your family members are 3 times more likely to have something happen to them. So you weigh all of that in the process. You weigh it and see how that sounds. A matter of fact, you ought to see if you can get. They do tours from time to time of the child wound unit at Cardinal Glennon. Yeah, go
That
down
can't be
there
nice.
and take a tour and see the kids that's been shot. Not by this is people shot by the guns that they found in their home, or shot by a parent or somebody in the house that they left the gun unattended, or the gun just went off, injuring innocent people. I'm trying to tell you.
It said nearly 800 firearms-related hospital visits occurred in the first 6 months of the pandemic.
Wow.
Say that again.
800?
800, up from the median of 570 visits in the preceding 3 years.
Wow.
So it says, but by July to August 2020, visits were up as much as 68%. And the thing is, like you said, just practice some discipline. And if you don't have a gun lock, then put the gun where the children can't get a hold of it.
Well, that's it. We got to go to a break, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Keep it on lock.
Quit playing.
Playing.
I got to put some muscle with
Put that
man.
oomph.
Yeah.
Got to get some oomph on it. Get
So,
some
brothers
oomph.
and sisters, we still alive. We want to thank you for being patient with
And
us.
anywhere between
I cannot
2.9
wait
million
until this
people.
segment comes because there's so many things that I would like to find out. A lot of things that I know about, but I really trust this sister with my whole. I mean, I trust this sister more than I know anybody I trust. I really do. And y'all know, Brother Shaheed, I'm real straightforward. When I don't like somebody, you're gonna know I don't like them. And normally I don't like them because they buck dancing and buck jumping and butt kissing and butt sniffing. That's normally the criteria that reason I don't fool with you, you know. So don't nobody say I have a problem with police. That's a lie. This sister's a retired police officer for over, what, 20, at least 20 years. So I'm not against police, not good police, but you know, this is me talking. I'm not speaking for you, Secretary. I'm not speaking for you, Sergeant. I'm not speaking for you, KVK. I'm not speaking for the station. That boy, that drug dealing Lakeshaw, that boy was something. I mean, and I don't understand how, when they doing that, or Lieutenant or Colonel Mary Warnke, you know, how they get this stuff off. How they can just go through the department and rain havoc and do the things that they do. And then I guess I'm concerned about how IED don't, I mean, look like they should have some kind of way with intelligence to be able to find out what these people are doing or follow them. I don't know what it is. All I know is he went from sergeant to lieutenant colonel and had over 75% of that police department, Lieutenant Colonel Lakeshaw. And now Mary Warnke, she's a lieutenant colonel who's wreaking havoc in that black police department. On the black side, I mean, especially dealing with black women, those are the ones I have a problem with. Todd Ross, he's a sergeant, and to be honest, I hate to say, I have to be honest, he's with the Ethical Society. The different kind of ethical societies that when you was there, Sister Heather Taylor. I ain't asking nobody to comment, it's just me, I'm just freestyling until we get it come back on, so. Brother Shaheed, like have a little fun, but I'm so happy to have you here. My secretary, that's all she talking about, the sergeant is coming, so we thankful, my sister, we really are, you know.
Thankful for y'all, most definitely.
So,
We thought we had lost you, moving out of town, and you back. Thank you.
that ain't gonna happen.
Thank you for.
Community convinced me to come on back.
Yes, we're
We need
glad.
you, sister, we really do. And you're in a really powerful place because that jail is somewhere that's, I've been dealing with them jails for a long time. I've been dealing with those jails for an awfully long time, and when I'm telling you the things that are going on down there, I'm thankful for Brother Carson, Jeffrey Carson. Y'all too is what gave me hope. Because I'm going to tell you, that jail has been something for a while.
Yeah.
How they've been dealing with things, and what's your boy named Frank, Rich Franks? This is me talking about. I'm hearing he's trying to cut now. That's what I'm hearing right now. Rich Franks, I'm hearing him and Linda Thomas, they over the Department of Personnel, well, they busy. And they stay busy. That's the problem, and that's the thing that I have problems with. I just really have problems with white folks coming in and just doing what they want to do and just treating us and just dogging us and having less numbers than what they need to have. I talked about last week, 911 dispatch, how they got about 25 when they should have 80, Secretary. Remember, I was talking about that last week. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll be coming back shortly. Give us just 1 minute, and then we'll be back rolling. And I can't wait. I'm excited. You see your brother smiling. And, when you walked in the door, I started singing, "Oh, happy days."
Appreciate you.
So, Sister Secretary, what you over there reading?
Just checking out the scenery on what we should be discussing,
Okay.
if anything going on.
Well, I'm gonna talk about them Talibans too. The United States boy always in somebody's business. They run those Muslims over there, Muslim brothers. Assalamu alaikum. The Muslim brothers over there chasing them like a dog with their tail tucked. They done went into that because they whooped Russia's behind. United States on there 20 years ago with that same foolishness, and them brothers done ran their behind out of Afghanistan, and then took most of those precincts, then took them over. You know, when they start saying what they wasn't going to do because they come in and not understand, it's hard to whoop religious people. Can't do it like that, you know. But they come in, and then I'm listening to them like they the good guys. If you listen, it reminds me, I used to look at TV. This is me talking. I ain't speaking for none of y'all. They always played like the Indians was the bad guy when I looked at TV, and the army was the good guys. I never did understand that. They done took those people's land, and they the bad guy. They land, they trying to get their stuff back, but they the bad guys, and the good guys is the white folks.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother told me, she said, anytime white folks is the good guys, we in trouble. That's what she told me.
That's right. The same thing with Tarzan.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I love it. I didn't think about that. You're
Yeah.
right.
It's the same.
Here's a white man come to save Africa, and all he do is, oh, yo, 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 yo. And everybody's supposed to buck dance and buck jump and butt kiss and butt sniff around here. That's and a monkey with him, too.
Yeah.
A monkey and a white woman.
I saw where they were welcoming those citizens from Afghanistan here. So apparently they're gonna, have some come here due to whatever the crisis that's going on.
Okay. Let me tell Matt, we ready. We ready to start?
Mm-hmm.
Get it right. Take over.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. I will just give a reminder that school is starting this week for some, next week's for others. It's important to make sure that your child is adhere to those mitigation strategies that we talked about in 2020, and we're still talking about it in 2021. We want to make sure that they keep their 6 feet. I know that in some schools they're saying 3 feet because, the number of students that will be in a classroom, they won't be able to keep 6 feet, but at minimum, we want them to keep that 3 feet. Make sure that they have a mask, that they're practicing hand hygiene, and that they're using good respiratory hygiene, making sure they cough in their elbow and they're not coughing, in their hand or just coughing into midair. We want to make sure that you encourage your child when they return to school that, it's good to see their friends, but we're not able to just run up and give them hugs. The COVID vaccine, we ready? The COVID
Yes, we ready.
and Delta variant is rising. Those numbers are rising. So just be making sure that you educate your child on what they need to do about staying healthy.
Yeah, well, we're not hearing much about that. We're not hearing a lot about
We ready, Kafka.
how kids are supposed to act when they return to school. And we know that when they return, they're going to be so excited to see each other that the first natural thing is to run, hug, kiss, whoever that you hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And how long has it been?
Look like 2 years, a year and a
Since
half.
March of 2020.
Woo!
Yeah, so that's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this when we get back on there. We ready,
All
for
right.
Kev?
Well, okay, let's do it.
22 minutes, man.
Yeah, 22. All right, Heather, you on? Okay.
22.
22.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah AM.
Hallelujah.
Yes, as I told you, we're joined by Officer, Sergeant,
Yes.
and then Assistant Director
I love
Heather
that.
Taylor. I like it too.
I
Sounds
love
good.
it. I love
Assistant Director of Public Safety Heather Taylor, who is here by way of compliments of Anthony Shahid.
Oh,
So,
praise
brother,
be to
why don't
Allah.
you just go and
Thank
take
you
it
so
from
much.
there?
Well, last time she was here, she wasn't in the position as assistant director. She was just she was the president of the Ethical Society, and she was Sergeant Heather Taylor of Homicide. But now she still had those hats and she got something bigger. So we're honored. You know, I wanted to try to get her on because so many things was happening down at the jail. And it was just really getting crazy. And by her being there, the only reason I really felt comfortable, and I have to be honest, is because of her and Carson, Jeffrey Carson and her. I've seen what they do. And I've seen what they've been doing down there. But even with what they've been doing down there, because it was at the level of explosion, things still been kicked out. So Sergeant, kind of help us walk through what has been happening since you got there, how y'all took over, you know, and where we're at now, and what are we planning doing? Because the jail that shut down, I was on record from the first day in Murray 2 months ago. I told them they shouldn't have shut that jail down. I told them just as good, but because they had campaign promises and they had promises to Rich Callow, which names most of y'all don't know about, but you're gonna be knowing about them in a few more minutes. They had to do what was done. So kind of help us, you know, where we're at now and what they doing now.
And welcome to the show.
And welcome
Yes,
this morning. And she here in the morning,
Yeah.
in the studio.
Thank you for having me back. Thank you for having me. So right now, we have the third floor of CJC, which is completely shut down.
Okay.
We'll start renovations with the locks. You know, this has been an ongoing problem for over 2 decades with the locks. Some of the detainees were used to coming in and out of the cells as they wanted to over the
Anytime
years.
they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like they had a key.
So
Well, you need no key if you know how to do the locks.
Hey, remind me of Barney 5 and I'm on Andy Griffin, that guy that was drunk. Oldest could come into the cell and lock himself in and leave out whenever he wanted to.
that's pretty much what has been the standard for the last few decades here, and it's not stable. So with COVID happening, I think it showcased a lot of things that people weren't expecting. So now you have to socially distance. You can't have people together, grouping together. The 6 feet apart, those things are trying to be implemented. And, we took over in April of this year. This has been going on for decades for us. There's not enough staff at MSI. There's not enough staff at CJC. So the goal from our standpoint, Dr. Isom and I, was to combine them, have one location. And once we got in there and we start going through, some of the hazards were there. Not enough corrections officers. It's still not enough. The pay for corrections officers is really, it's not great at all. We readily admit that. That was here before we got here as well. And there's no hazard pay. We've been trying to fight for that and some other things, but there are a lot of personnel stipulations that we have to deal with getting anything accomplished. But the locks right now, the repair of the third floor will happen. There will be jail grade locks there.
Okay.
On the third floor, we'll fix the entire third floor. And then we'll move the fourth floor to the third floor. The renovations it could take upwards of 18 months to get it all done. But in the meantime, we're utilizing the newer sections. They're still not great. But they're the newer sections of what people refer to as MSI. We refer to as the CJC Annex.
That's the worker. So, so
Let's
say
deal
work.
with that. Where did that new name come from?
I don't know where it started from, but that's what we refer to it as.
Let me help you, because I've been in that jail from day one. First of all, they're trying to use some technical terms. That part been over there for the last 25, 30 years. They was already used that part. I'm listening to the mayor and I'm getting the impression like it's a new part of the building they sent it to. That's a lie. That's the same building. Now to y'all it's new because y'all just started, but she's lying if she gives the impression that they're in an annex, so it's a new part of the building. It's the same damn part of the building that's been there.
Because it's the lying. Misinformed.
Well, let me say she's misinformed because if she's saying that, if any of them saying that, they're not telling the truth. Let me say that they're not telling the truth in no kind of way, because it's been, and plus, when they shut it down, it was brothers over there. That used to be where the sisters was at. The women stayed over in that department, and one part, out of about 4 of them over there, the women was in the last one, and the brothers were in the last 3 of them.
It was like trailers, aren't they?
Yeah, they call it annex, but they've been there. They give the impression like they done moved into a new part. That's not the truth.
And those
know.
are, those are in better conditions.
Yes.
Some of those in it.
They just
some of the
did
stuff- Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to CJC and the locks
So that
are more stable
yeah.
there.
So that brings us back around to the whole question.
Why did they shut it down?
Okay, and Heather Taylor didn't shut it down.
No.
So that is something that came out of room 200.
Yeah, and I hope they don't make them scapegoats, because that's, I said that from day one on this radio station, how I really thought, and hopefully they don't, but I didn't want to see them take a hit, because that's normally what happens. Somebody have to take a hit. And I know, them walking into a situation that wasn't going to work down to the Justice Center.
Well, the person that take the hit is a person that stood up in public and before the cameras and said, "We're gonna close it."
Yeah, but sometimes they put I'm just telling you what I've seen over the years in the jail, they put the weight on whoever's there, and for whatever, they got to take the bullet. They have to take one for the team.
The comments weren't prefaced with based on advice from my senior officials.
Yeah.
That wasn't that was not the comment.
Okay.
That's how you couch that. The comments came straight out. We're closing it.
Yes. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they said.
and I think we're at a point now with it that it has to be. We have to make sure that we're all focused on the safety for those that are detained
I
and
agree.
the corrections officers as well.
Yeah.
Because it is dangerous. It is dangerous, and there's not enough room to house everybody at the old workhouse. Is not enough room there.
And the
in
morale
locks.
is down too, Sarge. Right about now, I deal with those guards down there. When I tell you their morale is down, because
Yep.
they're trying to make something happen that can't happen, that wasn't going to work. You can't overcrowd them. Then you got people sleeping on the floor. Then you got people that have to go. I mean, it's just when you start thinking about one thing to the second thing to the third thing, it just keep on
Domino.
compounding. It's a domino effect, and that's what. Then you got to remember, one brother down there been down there 3 years. I took his father down there and said he don't even have a damn court date. So when you got all that going on, then you don't have recreation time where they can get out. You're looking for. I mean, it's going to happen.
Right.
It's impossible for it not to happen.
Yeah, now here, let's get on this. We've talked about the locks. You mentioned the locks, and Brush, me and you talked about the locks. Now, fixing the locks costs money. All right, and that's dealing with economics.
Yes.
So, my question, and we talked about it briefly last week, was.
Yes.
Since we have to spend the money, well, once you decide you have to spend the money, then the question to me becomes, who are we spending the money with?
Right.
All right. So now, who lets out the bid? Does that bid come under the Department of Public Safety?
That occurred before we got here.
Board of Public Service. All right.
And it was a bid.
Yeah, Board of Public Service. So therefore, somebody bidded it out, and people responded
Yes.
to the bidding.
Yes.
So the question becomes, who got the bids? Did minorities get a chance to participate in that bidding process? And Brother Shaheed, as you and I both know, we know at least one person
I'm talking
that
about
is very competent,
beyond confidence.
very beyond competent, beyond qualified, probably could show the people that's getting ready to put those locks in how to put them in. But this is a minority-owned company.
Yeah.
And we've asked and talked about this, but
Too many times.
too many times. Is this guy
Gonna give it-
getting a chance to bid on
Well,
some of the work?
I
Because
think-
it's already been established that it won't be this month, it won't be done next month, it won't be done. This
That's right.
process
It's with
will
the
take some
same
years.
it's with the same company that's been working on the locks.
So that's a problem,
it's the
because
same
like they should be
it's
the
a new
main
one.
people you don't want.
Those
The
are the,
people but when you got Rich Frank, and this is me talking, when you got
on.
Richard Franks and you got Linda Thomas, this brother Shaheed, I'm not speaking for 1,600, nobody, I'm talking about for what I'm talking about. When you got them there, you got a good possibility they'll never see nobody black doing nothing. And they know for a fact those locks have been messed up for all this time, and they want to bring the same people back. You got to be retarded.
Yes. Or something wrong.
Well, I'll
But
change the
it-
word
it-
again. Something don't sound right.
But here it is again. Here it is again. And I'm not saying all the time, But in a lot of instances, some people would rather be white than do what's right. You hear what I'm saying? And that is therein lies the rub, because it looks like people like me and you are always acting out and being wayward when we start raising these questions about where are the minorities. But we have to ask.
We have to.
That's part of our job to ask, because nobody else is asking.
That's right.
And see, if we don't ask, it doesn't get asked.
They go along to get along.
Right. So we're what you call the irritants. We're the wayward ones. You hear what I'm saying? And I will continue to be an irritant, and we will continue to be wayward until we get people opportunities to participate in the bounty that's being benefited by the city of St. Louis. I mean, these are millions of dollars.
It's a whole lot of money, man.
And if a minority person gets part of it, you know he will hire other minorities.
Yes.
Now, we know that when the majority person gets it, they hire majority people.
Yes.
So basically, the only way, and that is why you have minority participation goals, because they know that if minorities get some of the business, then other minorities will also have an opportunity to benefit.
Make a lot of sense. So we on that, but sister, I'd like
Are
to.
we through with that?
No. What's up? No, it's up there. She's not through with it. She can get on whatever you like to talk about. Get it.
So some of the things that are, of course, the priority over there at CJC is the safety with the corrections
And
officers.
it should be.
And just putting forth an effort to get hazard pay for them. Other cities have that, making sure that those that are detained, that they're treated right. Those things are priority. And some of the stuff that was talked about was the incident on Friday where it was a little after midnight. There was a call that came in from CJC for an emergency for police presence because some of the guys who were detained were being assaulted. Once again, we have limited staff there. It's at night, even lower amount of staff at night. And these guys it was just brutal assaults that were happening, and they hurt them. They we saw a movement where they were able to get one person out, but some of the stuff that were told to the guards was that they're going to assault them again or assault them. So we had to gather, had to put them on call. They all were called in to come in, and we were able to extract them out.
So but this prisoner on prisoner.
Yes, prisoner on prisoner. And we had, during that, the police arrived with their CDT team, but we were waiting for the sheriffs. We called them as well, but we moved before the police and the sheriff could do anything. We had to.
Yeah, now what is CDT team?
The civil disobedience team. Okay. And so we needed extra hands because we were short-staffed. Of course, corrections is always short-staffed. That's just how it is.
Short-staffed, Sergeant, one of the things I understand, they got a lot of new officers. And when you got a lot of new officers, that's another thing most of them don't understand. They're not seasoned. And if you're not seasoned and you got a whole lot of them there, and for a
we
while.
We had two graduates, they had just graduated that day. They were there, young. Yep, graduated. Literally, we were at their graduation that day, hours before.
Yeah, these are facts, and I can't help that I've been down there all this time, so I know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's the good way, the beauty about that is that you're able to give us unique insight into it. Because people like me, I'm just talking about what I know and what I hear.
Yes, sir.
But you have actually experienced it, and you've seen it, not only for a year, but for years.
Yes, I've been down workhouse for every bit of 35 years, but that Justice Center, when it opened up, I opened up with them. So I've been there. I mean, other than just that little pandemic for about 6 months to 9 months, I was kind of not going there. But for the most part, I'm in that building, and I love going in that building. And that's why I say I'm thankful for Sergeant, and I'm thankful for Brother Carson. I'm serious, Jeffrey Carson, because I feel as though with them there, at least the things that are happening, they're going to address it. And I've been seeing them address that, and I see a difference when those young people see it. Because, I mean, I got a picture that a person that know who I'm talking about just sent me a picture of their son, eyes busting up. It's things happening in that jail, and the problem was, because they didn't think ahead, some of them, the sheriff and them in different places didn't want to take them, and some of these municipalities closed. So that was another problem. Am I right?
It's a huge problem. So they have to be quarantined. So somebody that has a warrant from another jurisdiction, say they have a warrant for Bell Ridge, and they have to be quarantined for 14 days. And so the tanks are with them. So we have them for 14 days. There have been times when somebody had to go to the hospital, and we had to take them to the hospital. And when they weren't fit, they canceled the warrant then. But they're not picking them up. We have probation people who've been there for months. They're not picking them up. Probation, that's the
What do
state.
you mean not picking them up?
Literally,
saying.
we're asking them to pick up this probation violation. Has no other original charges. Their probation violation. We have
The
about
people that's on the
35.
street.
No, they're coming in. They're in CJ's.
They're
with-
detainees.
They're detainees.
Okay.
With we have at
With the
least 30
violation.
plus that have those violations that are really should be with. They were revoked by a probation officer.
So who's supposed to pick them up then?
They're supposed to be. The state has to come and get them.
The state, okay,
So-
all right. And
they're
that's, the state is who?
The state is state of Missouri.
Yeah, right, but
Yeah,
is that
Department of-
downtown?
No.
Okay,
Department
Yeah.
of Corrections.
Department of Corrections.
okay.
And so we have that, and then you just have so much young officers. They're underpaid. It's a high turnover rate. They're not staying. They're going to go somewhere else where they're getting paid more. And these have been things that have been systemic for decades, and it hasn't been addressed. Those very things that are these are personnel matters that are those are it really is.
Let me ask you this, you talked about this hazardous duty pay. What is that, and how do you go about getting it, and who is it that's leading the charge to secure it for the officers?
For us, it's Dr. Isom and myself, but there are personnel things that are involved with that. That were, we hit a wall with
So
that.
you have to present it to the personnel director.
Yes, they have to
And
present
that's
it and accept
Richard
it.
Frank, is that
That's
Frank?
it.
Okay. And
That's
then
Richard
what?
Frank
I'm
and
sorry.
And then
Linda Thomas too. She has a role there too, doesn't she?
Yes.
She's
And
still
then
there? I thought she might
she,
have retired.
she ain't not. Why she gonna go somewhere when she can just not do things is right?
So would it have to be approved by the city treasurer, or how does that work?
The personnel director gets it, and they can present it to the staff then, and we're kind of in a stalemate right now. There's other things with 911 dispatchers. You would
Only
think that
25 of them right about now here.
we're limited in the city. In our city, dispatchers, they take every emergency. So it could be a dog or whatever. It could be a non-emergency, an emergency, and then it's transferred over. And so we can't put them together right now because it was a violation of the charter, the city, personnel rules when we tried to do that.
That domino effect come again because they know that. They can have up to 80 right now, Mary. They got about 25. They know one problem gonna cause another problem. They don't have enough staff, and they know it. This is the bad thing about. That's why I told them last week. I asked people to call 314-622-4308. 622-4308. That's Frank's and them number. Somebody have to address them, and we got to keep this heat on them because they know better. It's not like they don't know what we talking about, Mary.
So what you say, staffing for 911 is 80?
It could be up to
It can
80.
be
Right
up
now
to
they got
80.
25, man. I could be correct if I'm wrong. I bet you I'm so close to
And
it.
I think
But
they were
that-
offering roughly about 40 grand a year for that position.
But that's why
It's
most of them
higher
going
in
to other
other
places.
jurisdictions.
That's
It's
why
higher
they're
in
going
St.
to
Louis
other
County.
places.
Now they're saying in St. Louis County, in the smaller jurisdictions, they get paid more, so they come
At
down
least
and they may
$5,000 more.
exactly. They may start off with St. Louis City, but then
Yeah.
once they realize they can make $5,000 or
More.
whatever,
Less
least.
calls.
they leave.
Yeah, they get less calls. They'll have less calls.
Yeah.
Less stress.
Less stress. And
For more money,
What we
yeah.
were trying to do is combine EMS and the police department dispatchers. And, there were some logistics in there that we were told from a personnel standpoint. And the charter is that, or civil service rules that they had to be housed in the same building. So it's just, there are things that, hurdles that we have to, we'll overcome them. We'll keep fighting, that's for sure. But it's a lot.
Tell me
I
in
think the
last
great
two-
thing is that they have a sign-on bonus that they're offering, so that may draw some people in.
Tell me in the last 2 minutes we have, what do you think we need to be trying to do to make because this is really getting embarrassing all over the country and world. They talking about these jail that done reopening. What do we need to be doing, sister?
I think right now is that we have to continue being vigilant and hiring. You have to pay people a workable and a livable wage. That's the thing. You have to have consistency with policies and procedures when it comes to personnel matters across the board. A lot of people want to live in the city of St. Louis and do. I'm still a city resident, lifelong. So we got to just do, we got to work on those things and get together with it.
All right, then. Well, look.
We got 2 more minutes.
I want to ask you, what is it that you desire? What when you took the position, what were you planning? What were your thoughts?
I knew that it would be a lot of work, and it's probably 10 times what I thought it would be, and it's been rewarding. We will in the end, corrections will be it'll be where we want it to be. Now there are going to be people that are not going to be right, that are corrections officers and detainees, but we want that place to be better. And we will have it better. It's going to take time, but we will get there.
And I didn't give a shout out to Chief Ice, and I didn't do that purposely. I've just, but it just hit me when I'm studying talking about you, which I'm gonna continue to do, and I'm talking about.
And it's been a team effort. Carson, Dr. Isom,
Yes,
Carson, myself,
yes,
we're
but I wanna
always
make sure I'm
together.
saying I don't
Yes,
wanna
yes.
like I'm slighting him, because that's not what it was. But I'm so thankful that you came in, my sister. We really need a whole 10 hours with you.
Yes,
Really
yes.
do.
We can listen to her all night and all day.
Man, we're appreciative, and thank you for all your service.
Appreciate
and
y'all.
being retired and unretired at the same time.
Yes, yes.
And if some black people get a chance to participate in the expenditure, spending of those dollars down there,
We got a
from
name for.
contract side,
I want to give a name.
Let
we
us
got
know.
we got a young brother that if Frank and them ever decide they can
call
give
him out
anything-
now. Call him
Right.
now.
Ed. I got his card.
Ed. That's right.
We may have to get him the next segment
I'll give him the next segment.
because you know what time it is.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we bring him on and probably ask him to tell us what he knows about jail locks.
That's what we're gonna do.
Jail
All right.
locks.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KETZ 1600 AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing.
Playing. See, I put playing. See, look how I did mine.
All right. Yeah.
Good segment.
Okay, then
Thank you,
bye-bye.
brothers and sisters, for being patient with us. We got to get this information out, and we can't be tipped on
Okay,
too much.
everybody's here. Alderman Pamela Boyd is here.
Oh, I got to say hi.
So, my sister, I want to tell you before you leave publicly, I appreciate you so much. You don't have a clue.
Every time.
But I want you to understand that I appreciate you so much. When I see you, I'm not against police.
I was in Florida coming back. Remember that one time? I was like, I'm talking Florida.
And we praying for your mom and your father.
Yeah, they're doing
And
good.
give your husband our respect.
He's doing good too.
I know he got to understand, boy, you come home and dealing with all this stuff. So
I'm gonna call him on the way home. So,
would you tell him we send our respects
absolutely.
and tell him we love his wife,
Absolutely.
please?
I will. He loves that I'm protected.
Yes,
And that's for
you
sure.
definitely protect yourself.
Who's
If
the
he's
officer
not
you
here.
have on?
He was killed last year.
Oh, yes.
Officer Tamaris Bohannon, and this was a support. Luther Hall had a Milton Green
Yes.
on there, who was shot in the line of duty by another police
Well,
officer.
I could talk about
Luther
that kind of
Hall,
stuff.
I can't wait
You better
to
glad we don't have.
sentencing for this
Hey,
one.
you better glad we don't have another long enough segment.
We need to just do 1 hour exclusive.
Yes, we should do that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
And you know what? And we can do an
I used to
hour
do my
exclusive.
basketball games back in
Is
the
that
day.
right?
Vashon
Okay.
High School, that way back in the day.
Brothers and sisters, make sure y'all give a shout out. Give her a wave. You still alive. My sister, you still alive. Wave at her. You still alive.
Appreciate my people.
Okay, we can bring the next group in. Secretary,
Who is-
Secretary, tell him to bring them on in so we can get started. Because we just about ready, right? Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being patient. We love getting that information. We don't do no tiptoeing, do we, Brother Kevin Cam? Do we keep it raw? Yeah, we got to keep it right.
Been sitting here all along.
Shallow, come on, bring it on in, man, because we ready to get the next segment started. We ready. Hey, this one gonna be hot too. This one gonna be the first. It used to be a song called "Second Time Around." What you say, Shallow? What you said it was? Shalimar. Yeah, some Shalimar gonna come up, y'all. I can tell you that. Yes, sir. It's better than the first time. So let me help get them on in here so we can start, brothers and sisters. Be patient with us. We got our guests coming in, and I want to get them on in here so we get started. Coming on in. Come on. So we can get started. Come on, sister. Always good to see you. That's all right. Come on in.
I am sorry. Thank you, sweetie.
Take care, yeah. All right, baby. Thank you.
Got you one just in case you need one.
I got it
Okay, that's
right
okay.
here, baby. Thank you,
We
sir.
spoil you around here.
Huh?
I said, we trying to spoil you right
I
here.
see you. Well, how you doing, sir? Let me do this.
We talking Saturday morning.
Okay.
That's what we talk. So you'll follow our lead on this.
Okay.
Say whatever you want to say.
All right.
He's gonna say good morning, and he's gonna take it. We're gonna roll with it.
All right. I always see you on the back, and I never see you on this part.
Oh, really?
Well, we can't even go unless she here. That's the problem, and she likes that too.
And he refused. I'm like, go ahead, Brother Shaheed. You
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Got to have that woman's touch.
I know that's
You know.
right. Sometimes we have it.
Oh no, ain't
We
no
make it
sometimes.
happen.
Oh, yeah.
Brother Shaheed, go ahead and serenade
Article,
until Mary Bosley's ready.
go ahead.
Well, I'm just talking. I know this is going to be a hot segment.
No, I
can tell
wanted you to
this.
sing. I said serenade. I didn't say
Oh, no,
talk.
you don't want Brother Shaheed to sing. Now. Hey, they doing enough talking about me. It's going to be a whole lot of people talking about me. Saying, I
I'm
don't believe
sure.
he got on that radio station and did
And
that.
he actually sang.
No,
Hit us with
he
a
actually
yeah.
tried.
Go ahead.
Ain't
We
no
wait.
singing.
Try.
I see what my teacher used to say. She said, Anthony, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, everybody try to attempt to sing is not a singer. I didn't know why she would always say that to me.
Well, hit us with. You know how you go.
Funding for
Wow.
the bill was what, 100 what?
Go on and hit us with one of
100.
those, Brother Shaheed.
That she cut
Wham.
out.
What them
No.
wow.
Y'all don't want to hear me.
138.
138. All right, and she cut out what?
33.
Okay.
She cut out 33.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, she cut out 33 million.
What was the
Time to
reason?
go to the woodshed.
That's what we tried. She vetoed it.
That's what time
Time
it
to
is.
go to the woodshed.
So I was like, nah, that's not cool with me. My community suffer.
And you can't let it go.
Nah.
Okay, man, we got 20 minutes.
All right, give me the sign. Give me the sign. Well, they say, just give me some kind of sign, girl. Oh, my baby.
Hey, man, hold up. Hey,
He
I don't know
another
who was
one
in that
think
group,
he
but
can
if
do
you ain't
this.
one of them, man.
He another one. I kept hearing that out in the house. I said, he really think he's singing too.
No, Alderwoman, I want you to speak directly into this mic.
Right
Please.
here.
Just not directly into it. when you
Right in here.
All right, man, coming at you in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, tag a friend and bring him in. Tag a friend and bring him in. Those are the famous words of Sister Felicia Hampton. Always
She
coining
like that.
phrases around here. Yeah, but that's a good one. So tag a friend. Come on now. Help us out. We can't do it without you.
No, we can't
We
do it.
can't do it without you. We admit it. You want us to know we need you?
Yes.
You want to hear we need you? Yes, we need you.
Yes.
We need you. We need you. Come on. Come on. Tag a friend and bring him in.
Do that
Head
right.
on over to Facebook.
Right.
The Freeman Bosley
Good
Jr.
morning.
Show.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. You know, we're here with Anthony Shaheed and Sister Felicia Hampton, but we're now joined with the president
Yes.
of the Black Aldermen down at the Board of Aldermen in the city of St. Louis, Pam Boyd, the alderwoman from the 27th Ward, Carter Country.
That's right.
Carter Country, but she's from the 27th Ward. She made her own brand, though.
That's it.
Standing on her own.
Yeah.
And Pam, we want to thank you for coming.
Thank you so
And,
much this
um,
morning for coming in, my sister.
Thank
this
you
morning.
for inviting
The
me.
reason why I asked Alderwoman Boyd to come is that it's probably back in January
Yes, sir.
where it was announced that the city would be receiving at least $500 million
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
from this COVID issue that we've been experiencing for the last 2 years.
Correct.
$500 million in January. Since that time, however, there's been a bill that's passed the Board of Aldermen for only $138 million. There was one bill passed by the Board of Aldermen for $138 million to be appropriated to the city of St. Louis in the various wards. Now, that bill was a long time coming. The people have been waiting.
Yes.
They've been languishing, waiting for these opportunities. This is a lot of money.
A whole lot of money
And it's the first time the city of St. Louis has had its hands
on that kind of money.
on this kind of money. So you would think that the first thing that you would want to have or want to do is get this money into the communities where it is needed. Now listen, for the first time in history, black people are running everything.
Yes.
Everything that's worth running.
Yes. Yeah.
You got a black mayor, You got a black comptroller.
Yeah.
You got a black president board of aldermen.
Yes.
You got a black director
Comptroller.
of public safety.
Yeah.
You got a black comptroller.
Yeah.
Huh? Come on now.
Yeah, you going
And the
black.
list goes on.
Yeah, yeah,
You got a black treasurer.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Everything that's dealing with money coming in
Yeah.
and everything that's dealing with money going out
Shouldn't have no problem.
is
there.
controlled by black people.
Yes.
So what is the problem? Well, the bill finally was passed out the Board of Aldermen for $138 million last week or so. And so the mayor, while signing the bill, pulls out her pen and decides she's going to
Line item.
this is what you can, the mayor, you know, they give the mayors the opportunity to veto the whole bill, or you could just go through the bill and say, well, let me see here, let me look at it. I don't like that. That's called a line item veto. If you just single out one portion of the bill that you don't like, it's called a line item veto. So the mayor line item vetoed $33 million intended specifically for North St. Louis.
The black community.
Yes.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black community for us.
Yeah. After that, I'll leave it up to Pam to kind of explain it because I can't.
Well, again, thank you for inviting me. But the issue that we came up with as a caucus was, as Mayor Bosley said, the first time in history that the black community has the opportunity to rebuild itself. And the only way that we could rebuild ourselves was from the stimulus dollars. Mm-hmm. The first vote that passed that bill was 27-1. That means 27 older people agreed that we needed to get help in North St. Louis.
27.
27.
That's a first.
Yes.
Out of how many?
Out of 28 older people.
Just one no. Wow.
Yes. So we had one was missing. And so we had 27 votes to 1 vote that voted yes to pass that bill. And when the mayor got it, she did a veto line item on the developments for North St. Louis in all north quarters. And she made it clear that if they changed the language and put it for the whole city, that she would go with it.
Ain't that something?
The Black Caucus said no. We waited too long to get the help that we need. And what people need to realize, the money we got from the federal government, it was used on the backs of those people in the North Quarter, because that's the numbers that they were using.
Yes.
Those were the numbers that they used to arrive at the $500
Yes.
million number.
Yes. And we're
Black people.
and that's all we asking for. We didn't ask for special treatment. We asked for what was due us, what we were supposed to have. And she vetoed it and said no. Her argument was it was illegal.
Ain't that true?
The budget director
that
said
true?
it wasn't illegal.
Paul Payne, the budget director for 3 mayors.
Said it wasn't illegal.
3 mayors.
And the city council said it wasn't illegal.
And who's the city councilor now?
Matt Moak.
Okay, Matt Moak. Okay, the city councilor. That's the lawyer for the city.
Yes.
So that is the person that you go to
check
get
it.
your
Yeah.
legal opinion
Yes.
to find out whether or not you can do something or find out whether or not something is legal or not.
Right.
And he said what?
It's not illegal.
Wow.
He said we have different pots of money and we can use that for those areas. And then the president of the Board of Aldermen got a lawyer, and that lawyer came and said it's not illegal.
Okay, so now we got
We
a
could-
budget director who's been there for probably over 20 years. We got a city councilor,
Yes.
and we got what?
And then you have a lawyer,
A lawyer. Whose lawyer was that?
Louis Reed brought in.
Oh, a lawyer from the President Board of Aldermen.
Yes. And he did a presentation. We did a press conference, and he said it wasn't legal. It wasn't illegal.
So I guess my problem, just listening to this stuff, why is she making an issue about money coming into our community.
Yeah.
And I'm
Badly needed money.
Yeah, I mean, money is, the alderwoman just said, there's ours,
Yes.
you know, and why is it, and I'm telling you what I'm hearing, she said we can get it next, work with me on this time, and I'll make sure you get it the next time. Why should we be waiting on something next time when it's already here? As Nellie said, up in here. It's already up in here.
Right.
But what we told her as the Black Caucus when we met with her,
That's deep.
and she said, well, no, let's do it for the whole city, and then we can look at it coming into North St. Louis. I said, you know how many times we've heard that?
That's right.
Yeah.
I said, and what's so interesting, we're not asking for something this extra. We asking for what we deserve.
Our share.
This is due to us. We're not asking for special treatments. We have businesses that are drowning. We have people that's living on those main thoroughfares
Yes.
that are drowning.
Yes.
And because everybody knows COVID exposed
Yes.
how bad our communities were hurting.
Yes.
Yes.
And nobody thought that we were suffering at the point that we were. Well, nobody in 200, let's put it that way. But we that lived there and breathed there, we know what we were dealing with. So we're not asking for special treatment. We just asking for what's due to us. And so she came back and she vetoed it.
Well, now,
This is cold.
there is an avenue to override the veto.
Yes, it is override
Are we gonna
avenue.
are we exercising
I
it?
think that's what they're looking at now.
Yeah, and so what do you need? Is 20 votes to override?
Yes, need 20 votes.
to override. Well, you got 27 going in.
Yeah. So that's what we working with.
Might be egg on your face again.
Yeah, this is but it don't make no sense unless you're talking about campaign promises. So you got to remember, it's a whole lot of campaign promises been promised, and we shouldn't be talking about waiting because black people voted you in there too. Yeah, you might have had some white folks. You might have had Rich Callow, and all of them was working with you. You might have had Megan Green. You might have had some folks, but you had a lot of black folks, a lot of older black folks that really believed in you, and you talk a good black talk. But that's a problem here. This is a real problem. I'm not gonna play like it ain't no problem. It's a real problem to me.
And you know
Yeah,
what,
and I ain't
Anthony?
gonna dance around. Let me just say, I'm not gonna dance around it.
Right.
You know, because I'm seeing all the people that's black having the same problems. So when they talk about, well, give her a chance to be, well, we done gave you a chance.
So you gave the mayor a
But-
pass
but-
with the jail.
Yeah, with the jail. Well, I didn't give her no pass because I said from day one she shouldn't have shut that
jail.
jail.
Hard though.
Well, I didn't hit it hard, but I'm gonna start.
What I'm saying, you gave her a pass.
Yeah, I gave her a pass, but you can't keep giving pass when. But this is North St. Louis, black folks
Yeah.
that need this here. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I hear y'all saying this is what we deserve. Even if we asking for more, hell, we ain't had a damn thing.
We ain't had nothing in the
So
first
I
place.
wouldn't have no problem with somebody say, hey, we asking for something else too, but we supposed to get what we supposed to get. But we shouldn't even be negotiating on that. But when it comes to campaign promises, and when you start finding out the history of this Rich Callow guy, I keep on telling y'all, I dare y'all to Google who Rich Callow, he came up under Shamos. You got to understand why when she first started running 4 years ago, he was more like our campaign manager. Y'all got to start following stuff now. I ain't just throwing stuff out there.
Well, now you trying to peel back a couple layers of an onion. Let's just
Okay,
stay with this.
okay,
because
okay.
That's good stuff for later.
Okay, yes, sir.
You know, that's
You
good
don't
stuff
pull
for
all the
later.
tools out the bag, Brother Shaheed.
Hold
I
on
like
to
your-
some
I
of
like
it.
your passion. I like your passion. When he gets excited, then I get excited. I
Right,
like to see him
right. You should
excited.
see my eyes. I'm like, okay.
Hey, my hands are sweating. Look at my
Yeah,
hands.
I know, yeah.
They sure are.
I can't take this
Look,
kind of
Felicia,
stuff.
I'm
We
like,
just getting
next.
dogged out.
Right, y'all. He ready to roll if y'all don't
Alderwoman,
get
I'm sorry, let me be quiet, Alderwoman.
Y'all catch him on the Anthony Shaheed Facebook page.
So I guess our fight is, and what we told her from the caucus perspective was, you know, that she said the same thing which other mayors have told us. Well, just give us time and wait. I said, you know what? I didn't get this size by eating crumbs. I said I want the pie. I said I'm
Come
so
on now.
tired of
Feel
y'all
that
giving
one
me.
Come
I'm
on now.
tired of y'all giving us crumbs. I said I don't want the crumbs. I said 17% of the people in North St. Louis were impacted heavily from this darn COVID. And these people are living from day to day. They don't even go to paycheck anymore. And so you tell me it's okay to veto the North Quarter
That's crazy.
at the most critical time in the history of this city. and we're going down in flames. North
Yep.
St. Louis is going down in flames.
Yeah.
33 million.
And you pour
Yes.
gasoline on the flames. You're not putting
Yeah.
water on it.
Yeah.
$33 million.
That's a whole
33
lot of
million.
money.
Yeah.
That's
So that's what we're asking for. We're asking, her to retract that, to give us what we need to have so we can do the work we need to do. But people don't even understand. And Mary Bosley, you probably understand.
In America.
But people don't understand. Even once we get that money signed, it's going to take time to even get it.
to the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to get it tomorrow. I have people calling me now. So how am I going to benefit from this? I said, first we got to get through the mud. Because we fighting a muddy battle here. And that's not fair to our
Against each other.
community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, and this our community that's suffering. It's not about me personally. It's about the community, the people that need the money to survive, my seniors that need money to keep going. So, no, this is not okay with us.
Well, I've often said it, you'll hear me say it time and time again, and that is, white people are with white
Yeah,
people.
you say it all the
Yeah.
time.
Black
White
with
people
white
are with
people.
white people.
Yes, sir.
And black people are with white
White
people.
people,
Yep.
right?
So those of us that are pushing and shoving, we like one hand clapping.
Right,
Ain't that something?
right.
We one hand clapping. We can't even get another damn hand that's ours.
Right.
You know what I'm
To
saying?
clap with us.
To clap
Yeah.
with
That's
us.
why a lot of times, man,
So-
they be wanting black folks in there because as long as they can control them, they don't have no problem with that.
Yeah, but
That's
see-
why they didn't want you in there, but that's another subject.
Yeah.
It's something that said that this line veto, this line item veto has not been used since 2002.
Right.
So what is that? That's
She
like
gonna
20
wait. She
years
gonna-
To use it.
since 2002.
He said
And
he
I
never-
was just getting ready to ask Mayor Bosley, when you were the mayor and you were black, we know you were black, and so we know you had a focus on the city as a whole, but you didn't ignore
black folk.
black people.
And I'm going to say this. I appreciate somebody who can look at the bottom line. I appreciate somebody who can look 5, 10, 15 years ahead of time and say, hey, this may be a situation for us.
Right.
And like she said, we don't want to try to fix this on the back end. My question is, did you all get an outline of which particular laws this was going against? She said it was the federal government. It was going against.
But they never gave
Was
us
there-
anything and said, you in violation of this, you in violation of that. What we
Right.
were told was, we don't want to spend the money, and then we have to come back and pay the money back.
But that's just
But
based
but
on
when someone
speculation.
says something,
Right. It
when
was
someone says
speculation.
something is,
They never gave us documentation to say that.
and that's what's missing.
Right.
That's the piece that's
Right.
missing. Otherwise, and if you can't give that documentation, then it means the funds should have been given.
Yes.
Now, if you have documentation, we could sit down together, all four of us, say, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we don't want to fix this on the back end.
Right.
Right? But if you don't have that documentation,
have
that
that.
proof that this is illegal, at this point, it's just like you don't want to fund North City.
Right.
That's how we'll
And we
take it.
even went to Detroit. I think it was Detroit that mayor used dollars for that impoverished community
Under the same concept.
under the same concept.
Same concept.
So what would that funding be used for exactly? Had you all allocated that or?
Well, it was going to be used for the small businesses, and it would be used for the people that lived on those thoroughfares. And so people don't understand. We have small business. Like I said, they're struggling by shoestring. But we have people that live on those same strips, and they're barely making it. And so it would have a multi area of how, and all you had to do was show that those people were impacted by COVID, and it impacted their financial situation. We have plenty of cases to
Plenty
show
of
that.
information
Yeah,
for that.
we'll give them more than they need to show what to justify why. And then we took what the treasurer put out and started going by that to make sure we were in line. Paul Payne, when I talked to Paul Payne, I said, well, we
Budget
out of
director.
line. He said, no. He said, because you got different pots that you can use those dollars to pull out. So we knew we would do RFPs. They could do grants. They could do loans. So we knew what we could do with it. So, I mean, it's frustrating because how do I explain to my seniors Or how do I explain? Because I had 3 business. Okay, so what am I gonna do? How do I get this? What do I tell them?
We supposed to be going out our way to figure out, even if it wasn't right, how to figure out how to make it right. Because I'm like Dr. King, all those laws that came up with a law that I couldn't drink out the water fountain. I don't even listen to that kind of stuff. If it was what they said it wasn't right, you should be trying to figure out, because you know black folks don't got the end of the stick or done got the whole stick. But for her to come and do some a personal line item and hear the Black Caucus is talking to you, and this is what woman to woman. This is a woman here saying what's happening.
This is your black girl magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black girl
Yeah,
magic.
it's your black girl magic.
Yeah, so
That's what that
y'all can
is.
get upset about it, but what you better start doing is paying attention to these campaign promises and how they got to pay them back. That's why we have to support each other and don't have them going to these other folks. Because now what they got to do, they got to pay back. A lot of this here, you know, we're going to talk about it next week, because I'm going to tell you for a fact, next week I got something hotter than this that's going to happen between St. Louis County and St. Louis City. See, and what y'all better start doing is paying attention, because I'm telling you, they got to pay these campaign promises back. They got to do it.
And I've been watching, trust me.
And
Because
we
I
have to
was
say,
in the middle of that fight too.
Yeah, you already know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I do.
I'ma wait till
I was
hey,
in
that's something for next
yeah,
week. Ain't no
I
sense
was in the
putting it
middle
all
of that
together.
fight.
I think in the protest we need to get some shirts. John Muhammad said, Alderman John Muhammad said, "This is our now." You all get some T-shirts and hashtag "This is our now."
Yeah.
You know, this
I
is
mean,
North St. Louis
and
now.
that's what I told them, the Black Caucus. I said, if we ever had to stand up,
Yes.
we got to stand up.
This is it.
Well, it seems
know.
like you all are united. I mean,
Yeah,
to
we
the
are.
man and
Yes.
the woman.
Yeah,
we
we
thank you.
fight.
In
yeah.
lockstep.
We
So
thank you for coming
that's
in. I think
beautiful.
We only got 30
That's it.
seconds,
That-
Myra. So
that-
we
that's
thank you
beautiful.
for coming in, my
Yeah.
sister.
I appreciate you all.
appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much.
And, can you keep us posted?
Yes, sir.
And because this is something that's critical.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
you
make
see, here's
sure.
the key: you get away with this, and what's next?
That's what
Because
we
you got
said.
138 million,
Yeah.
but you got 500 total.
But
you see what I'm saying?
right, I was gonna say, and
Yeah.
you know
Time
what,
gone
Mary,
back
we got a
forward.
second round coming.
Yeah, another round coming. You got now almost $70 million.
She's going to keep us posted.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes.
it. Time is up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another break. We've had the pleasure of listening to Alderwoman Pam Boyd
Yes.
tell us what's going on down there at Silly Hall. Yeah, so you're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing.
Playing!
Yeah.
I put the playing!
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, they
Brothers and
are.
sisters, thank y'all so much.
Yes,
Be patient
ma'am.
with us.
Yes,
We get
ma'am.
real information out. And watch how they gonna go to these other stations, radio stations, have them buck dancing the buck dancing for them and play
said
like it
buck
really wasn't his band. It really ain't what you think it is. Like somebody patting you on your head, talking about don't think it's what you think it is. It ain't. Don't even look at it like that. It is like that. Yeah, because I know how they go get. They rent Negroes. They don't buy them. They rent them.
And they rent them 2 for 1. Huh?
Yeah, they're cheating out.
Yeah, you know.
I said 2 for 1.
Thank you.
So
all.
brothers and sisters, be patient with us. We gotta bring our next guest in. We appreciate y'all so much. You know, this was a good segment, and I told you second time around. Yeah, we ain't got that, and I'm gonna tell you next week. Watch where you hear this other stuff happening. That's the very reason we keeping this stuff out there. I want to stay on why this Mr. Rich Callow guy. That's how you had a Lieutenant Colonel Lakeshaw could sell drugs and dope in the black community and put guns on black people and don't nothing happen. Because Mayor Bosley talked about it about 2 weeks ago. If certain people have damn near control over a whole city, and they the quiet man behind things. Google that name. Don't just be listening to me. Rich Callow. 20 years. I mean, he started with Shamos, and he's still around, and I'm telling you, boy, he raining havoc. A lot of this stuff y'all see going on, this is a Rich Callow move. I'm telling you now. I want to get a chance to talk about what's happening in Bonter Jail. I got a letter that came in a few days ago, and they took some brothers while they were absolutely praying, Brother Kevin Kev and Mary Bosley and everybody who were absolutely saying their prayers as Muslims, and came in there and maced them and jumped on them physically. And next week I want to talk about that and go into it really and give you more details, but I was able to get letters on what they're doing there. I mean, when I tell you these people are wreaking havoc on black people, but religious services is something that you don't do. When people are praying You know, even when you go walk into church, if they're praying, they don't even let you walk into the altar area, Brother Kevin Kell. They make you wait. After the prayer is finished, if you're a deacon, you know it better than me. They open the doors, and then you can go in, and somebody said, what's wrong? They said, they're praying in there. You can't just stop, just disturb a prayer. Now, if you was in there at first, it's okay. You can't leave back out. But you don't supposed to be moving around. Most people understand when prayer is being performed, it should be no movement. Everything should stop. They used to have a dance, and I don't know if it's called freeze or something, but you might be doing something that said free. And you had to stay there until they made another sound. When prayer is sound, shouldn't be nobody talking. Shouldn't be nobody moving around. The pastor is praying, or the minister, or the bishop, you know, or the cardinal, or whoever's praying. We call them imams. Nobody's supposed to move. They trying to talk to them knowing that they're not going to talk when they're praying. They already know that. And if we're doing a silent prayer, we really ain't going to do no talking with you. We ain't going to do no talking with you anyway when we pray. But to come in there and make someone while they're praying, this is the Bonne Terre Correctional Center. This is Bonne Terre, Missouri. I'm talking about wreaking havoc on our people. I want to talk about that next week, and I want to get back on this Mary Warnke, this lieutenant colonel who's wreaking havoc in the black community. She's the new Lakeshaw, because she's got about 75% of that police department, and she's wreaking havoc. I want to also talk about a brother that I have a lot of respect for, and all of us do, Lieutenant Colonel Troy Doyle, this in St. Louis County. I want to find out where he is and where we at with him now, because he was looked over. Sam Page, I'm giving him this suit. If the shoe fit word, he need to be able to get 3 or 4 pairs of shoes on, because he need to be wearing that. He did not want a black man there. Well, let me say it like this. He want a black man there, but he need a black man he can control. The main thing that he wants is somebody that do what I told you and go where I showed you. When he tell you to jump, he wants you to ask him how high. And when he can control one of them, then he's good. He don't mind having a black one, because right now you got to remember, I'm hearing for the brothers and sisters out here, I hear he's planning on running again. So he has to have somebody black there now, because there's been so much talk about how come y'all never had nobody black in Clayton, because they don't play that in Clayton. So now what they got to do, they got to have them a black one, but they got to have a lackey. They got to have what I call a boot-licking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, buck-jumping, butt-sniffing, butt-kissing, half-baked, half-fried, punkified, sissified, pasteurized, homogenized bootlicker. They got to have somebody like, they used to have a puppet, and the puppet, you have strings that you can move this way, you can move this way, you can move whichever way you want to move it, and it moves. They need a puppet, and Troy Doyle is not going to be their puppet. I only hope my brother makes sure he sues them, and I hope he don't cut no slack on that suit that he have with them. So we're still live. We're still live, brothers and sisters. Mary Bosley is coming in with our guests. We're still live. We freestyling. Our guest is walking in, Mary Bosley, and we're honored that she's here. We'll be coming back live any minute now.
You have a seat.
And she's coming in with Sister Queen. Hey, my sister. Thanks for coming in. We're live. We'll be live on the radio in a minute, but we're live now as we speak.
Okay.
And we're just setting the tone for you, Sister Queen, and our sister here. I want to make sure I have your name and I pronounce it right.
Terry Ward.
Sister Terry Ward. And this is going to be a real deep, real serious subject for me and for us. I got a chance to speak to her last night, but I'm gonna let Sister Queen kind of help us go through what we need to go through, and then me and Mary Bosley are gonna have some comments ourselves that we want to do. So I'm honored that you're here, and I think we want to get ready to. Are we ready to start again?
Yes, sir.
Let's put it back and spell it right.
We got 22 minutes.
Make sure I'm saying it, spelling it right. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to start going back live, and we're talking as if it's Saturday morning. Sister Queen, are you listening?
Yes.
We're going to start off with good morning, because it comes on Saturday. So but whatever you want to say, you're welcome to say it. And if Saturday's going to be the funeral, we'll talk as if it's that day, because we're taping, but we come on live. I mean, we'll be on Saturday morning. So. Yes, I will. Yes, I'm gonna put, yes, and then Sister Queen can take it from there, yes. And would you speak right into the mic when you speak? You'll scoot up and speak directly into that mic for me, please. Yes, there you go. Sister Queen, pull that mic directly to in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay, next we go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, St. Louis? Tag a friend and bring him in. Tag a friend and bring him in. If you like the Bosley Show, we want you to like it, tag it, share it, follow it. Like it, tag it, share it, follow it. Or is it like it, share it, tag it, follow it?
Let's
Like
get
it,
this-
share
Hey,
it,
Mary,
tag
come
it,
on,
follow
Mary.
it. Trying to get it
Like
on.
it, tag it,
No, well,
share
come
it,
on
and
now. Now, come on now. You're getting it all messed up.
Okay.
Like it, share it,
Okay.
tag it, follow it. Like it, share
share
it, tag it, follow it. Yes.
Do that
That's
now,
what we
brothers
want you
and
to do. Like it, share it, tag it, follow it. We really appreciate you.
Welcome
We've had a
back.
good show. We've covered several different subjects tonight or today, this morning. One of the things that is sad, though, this last piece is about this young lady and her daughter who were tied up.
That's terrible.
Yes. And then merciless killed. It's that tears at my heart, man.
that's
Just you know, I can't even get it out. I can't even get it out. But this boy did that to these ladies, to this mother
It's
and her
heathen.
daughter.
It's heathen.
Heinous. It's just it makes you ask yourself the question: what have we come to?
Yeah.
What have we come to? So, Brother Shahid, I'll let you take it
Thank you so much.
from here.
Well, first of all, I want to thank both of you for coming in, my sister, and I want to make sure I say it right because I know it's a different way you spell Terry. You spell yours Terri, and I wanted to make sure I had that clear. So, Sister Terry Ward, we're honored this morning you would come into the studio with us. I know this is the day of the funeral because I believe today is the day that we're going to have the funeral this morning, Saturday. So I know after this you'll be leaving, but what I wanted to do, I got in contact with Sister Queen. I believe she reached out to me. We've been working together in Ferguson for so many years, her and Brother David Raw, who I want to give a great shout out, who I love very much. And she's been out here on the front line with us. She's been helping us in every kind of way, but when she told me, Brother Shaheed, we were dealing with the family, and we just lost an 8-year-old and a mother at the same time. As Mary Bosley said, this is not normal, so what I'd like you to do is help me set the tone, Sister Queen, by really introducing her on the level that she should be introduced on, and then we can get into our conversation. Would you speak right into the mic for me? Directly into that mic.
Good morning. I'm Queen.
Speak directly into that mic.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Queen Daughtery with the Center of Hope and Peace.
Yes.
And when I got a call from one of our board of directors, Tarana Miller, and she was hysterical. She said, "You got to get down here. You got to get down here on Pleasant right now. My cousin just got shot and she's dead, and the mama and the baby they got the baby. I couldn't understand nothing. I said, "Oh my God, oh my God." And so when she finally calmed down and told me she said, "Get down here," so I said, I told her I'm on my way. She said my cousin just lost her baby, both her babies. And when I got there, she was beautiful. The mother was beautiful. She was so strong. I couldn't believe her. She was even able to give us a hug and talk to us. Wow. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I said, "She is a dream come true. I mean, a strong black woman like she this to endure something like losing her only granddaughter and her baby daughter by this cowardly act of this maniac. It was just it was horrible. And my heart, I lost a daughter, so I know how she, but not a granddaughter too. You know, at the same time, and then how this man did it was horrible, you know. And so I immediately told her I gotta call my people up, you know, and let them know and see what we can do for the family. And before I can even do that, they reached out to me and said we want to meet the family. And every time something go on in our community, Brother Shaheed and his men are always there to protect us, always. So anything going, you better call Brother Shaheed.
Well, we want to, on behalf of 1600, I would like to offer our condolence first.
Yes,
we
please.
didn't start that right. I want it out of respect because Mayor Bosley said it, but you know, I'm holding tears back. Not that I'm weak. This is extremely serious to me because, you know, we cannot keep on looking at that as your daughter and your granddaughter. We got to look at whatever your daughter, whoever's listening to us, whatever your daughter's name and granddaughter's name, say that name because as long as you keep on thinking it's Sister Terry's Ward's family, then you won't get connected.
Yeah.
But if you say your children's name, so on behalf of 1600, hallelujah, on behalf of us, we want to offer our condolence this morning You know, this is a hard morning for you to have to go and then be here and then deal with a funeral at the same time. So we want to at least do that for you, sister, and we want to be here to help you, continue to help you. And if you just speak into this mic and kind of help us, you know, just whatever you want to tell this community, they are listening, and we want to back you, we want to help you, and it's going to be more than just a day or tomorrow or next week. This is real.
Well, one thing I want to say is
A little louder.
these young men out here, we've got to do something. We really do. And I see it every day. And like I told you on the phone, I don't have ill feelings for all
Yes, ma'am.
young black men.
You
But
said-
this one I do.
I know you should. Yes, ma'am.
Because after I sit back and watched how he watched my daughter, I see now he was hunting.
So tell us kind of, because people are listening for the first time and maybe don't know anything, kind of, if you can, if you're in position, if you want to, kind of what happened. You say he was watching.
Yes, because I had noticed any time that I would come to pick her up, he would come out.
Wow.
And he would look and he would go back in. And he know that I blowed for her when I picked her up from work, and that's where everything went wrong. When I pulled up in front of the house and blowed, she didn't come to the window like normal to tell me, you know, Mama, we coming down. So I proceeded to get out the car and go to her apartment and open the door and go in. I called her name. She didn't answer, her or the baby. And when I got to the room, that's when I seen the both of them. And I just took off out of the apartment hollering and screaming. And when I got down back outside from her apartment, there he was.
He was still at his house.
He was still there. He was coming around the outer side of the apartment, outside the fence.
Well, did he live in the building?
He wasn't supposed to be there. His grandmother lived downstairs and the grandfather.
Okay.
My daughter been there for 4 months, and he just came about a few weeks later. And we were seeing him off and on. And I could just tell by the way he was looking at me and asking me what was wrong, what was wrong, what was wrong.
That's cold.
To the point it's like the young man was feeding off of my pain. You know, and he just really had to recollect himself. And then that's when he asked me, you want me to call the police? And I just knew it. I just knew it, you know, and I told the police,
So
it's
he had the
him.
audacity. He
Yes.
had the audacity to ask you,
Yes.
did you want him to call the damn?
Yes, he did.
So, brothers and sisters, I really want you to take your time and listen. I want you to feel what we feeling, and I'm trying to stay strong.
Yeah.
But when you talk about kids and women, and I said this the other night when we were out there, Sister Queen, it's certain lines we don't supposed to cross.
Right.
Hopefully you will get out the streets. We can help you. We'll figure out something out to get this $33 million and all that there. But until we can do it, it's certain things that men, when they were in the street, Mary, they just wouldn't do. They wouldn't cross certain lines with your grandmother in front of a
Right,
church, a
right.
mosque, a synagogue,
No.
around your children. They would have to say, hey, I'm at Mary Bosley, I'm mad at him, but he's with his daughter, Sydney, so I got to give him a pass this time, but I'm going to get him.
Right.
It was just certain things we did. It's no even, they don't even respect the streets.
No.
You know, and we have to address this as men. Men have to
Right.
address this.
Right.
You know, and we talk about when the police kill us, and we should.
Yeah.
We talk about when white folks kill us, we should. But how are we supposed to talk when somebody killing babies? When you killing a baby and a mother for no reason,
Yeah, no reason.
that's cold.
No reason.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's cold, huh?
So when was the last time you talked to your daughter?
The night before, about 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about 1
And so
o'clock.
you
that
knew
night.
her routine. So like the
Right.
next morning, she was gonna get up.
Right, and I was coming to get
Speak
her
up. I want them to hear
earlier.
you. I want
I
them to
was
hear
coming to get her early because the baby was going to stay the weekend with her other grandparents.
Okay.
So it was come get her early, drop the baby off, and then take her to work. I normally take her to work all the time because she didn't have a car anymore.
So what time did you get there?
3.
Okay. How long do you think they were up there before?
I think he
you
just
found-
done it.
Damn.
I think he just done it a little bit before I came.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he was outside when you got there.
Yes, and then she was having her old car towed, and the young man that was coming to pick the car up said he had been to the apartment and seen her that morning, around about 9 something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So between 9 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then and now, I think I read something where he supposedly had some TVs or something.
Yes, her televisions are sitting on the porch. And I asked him, I said,
Where were the TVs?
by his door, their apartment downstairs.
Which is next door.
Yes.
Right next door.
Right.
And they were they outside or were they inside?
Outside.
Outside, just
He
sitting
had
there.
He had them stacked on the porch. Yes. And I asked him, I said, don't you see these TVs? No, I ain't seen no TVs. So.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I said this, and I mean this from my heart, and this is me saying this. I'm not speaking for nobody else. Y'all better make sure when y'all doing this, y'all better hope the police catch y'all before we catch y'all, because we can't let them get this off. And I'm not taking nothing back. Yeah, I'm not gonna dress that up. I mean, you're gonna be that callous, and then you're gonna sit and take I mean, after you done did what you did, then you come back, you
Take
feel
the TVs.
You feel comfortable. You feel comfortable.
Right. With that.
Where's the outrage, brother, man?
And
Did-
I want to point this out. I think that it's important to note that
Wait, I'm pissed.
the young man was 20. I mean, he was 18 years old.
Not no
Yes.
young man. This coward.
Absolutely.
He was 18 years old.
Yes.
And so what they said was he was also arrested for the killing of a 26-year-old
Yeah,
woman.
I just read.
Yeah,
that.
12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours earlier.
At midnight. But
Yes.
her family did, or around midnight. But her family did not find her until 5:45 in the morning.
Right.
And so it's important to know that this he had some issues. He had some
Yes, he
issues that
did.
He knew exactly what it was he had planned.
Right.
And I'm like you, I do believe he had already targeted your
Yeah.
daughter
Yes, he did.
and your grandchild.
Right.
You know, but 18 years
Oh.
old.
Yes.
So if he's got the TVs downstairs, then he just brought them down.
Yeah.
Because he normally the next move would be to take that stuff somewhere and secure it and get it out the way. So when you came, you're right. You came up on him just as when you pulled up. You didn't even blow this time, or did you blow
I
this?
blow.
You blew this
Right.
time.
so that's
I'm not
And
responding.
and where was he at when you
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know because
Okay.
I encountered him once I come back out the
Come back
apartment
down,
hollering
okay.
and screaming.
And he
then
was
there
out
he
on the
was.
front?
No, he was outside the gate because it has a privacy fence and then it's
Okay.
iron gate in the back.
okay?
And once he got past that privacy fence, I seen him and he's saying, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was like, "What you mean wrong? My baby and my daughter up here, somebody done shot him." And he just stood there, just looked at me. And then he had to get it together. You want me to call the police? And I'm like, Lord, it's him.
Wow.
It's him.
You
And my
felt it.
relative, yeah, I knew it. I could tell. Yes, Lord. Because my daughter haven't met anyone. She's a hard-working black woman, young lady trying to take care of her baby and pay her bills.
How old was your daughter?
27.
That's deep.
But he had been watching them.
Yeah, I
You've been
believe.
stalking them.
Yes,
that's
and
what
that's
it
what I
was.
want the judge to know. Do not never let this boy out, please. He's a stalker.
Yeah.
Well, what we want
When
to do.
people going on a merry way, living their life, this boy is stalking.
Yeah.
What we want to do too, we want to start find out them dates. That courtroom got to be packed. This can't be no regular.
Oh, it will
sit.
be.
It's got to be packed, and
will
we got
be.
to make them judges
It
understand.
will be.
This ain't to be on no Kim Gardner, no chief of police, no sheriff. This is on us, this community,
That's right.
to speak out, to say we don't never want him to see the light of day.
No.
And I want the brothers in the jails to know how he done did this, because there's a certain way people deal with things. You know, this is deep here. This is really
So
deep.
he tied that baby up.
Yes, he did. That's the first thing I noticed. My grandbaby arms was tied up.
This is just.
And then
When
just,
is she tied to a chair?
no, she was in the bed next to her mom, but her arms was tied.
Oh. They
And
was
that
in
is
the bed?
exactly why Alderman Brandon Bosley is calling for no bail,
Yes.
no release.
That's right.
No bail, no release. And that's
Yes.
the hashtag whenever you're speaking about this story, this situation. It's no bail, no release. Because we have
That's
to
the
make
sign. That's the signs that we have.
Well-
No bail, no,
No
release.
release.
Right.
What's this? Give me this. Look that
No
coward's name
bail,
up.
no release.
Secretary, look
Yeah.
this coward's name up, because I want to give it out.
Yeah.
Give me this
Yeah,
coward's name.
Yes, that's
This low life name.
I thought they were in
Fresh
chairs or
Fresh
something. in
No,
the
they were in
apartment. They
bed.
was in the bed.
Crenshaw
Crenshaw
McLean.
Okay, here, I want you to say that real Crenshaw what?
Crenshaw McLean.
And it's P-R-I-N.
Sir. P.
S-H-U-N.
Slow it up. Say what?
P as in Papa,
Uh-huh.
R-I-N, S-H-U-N. Crenshaw McLean. MC, capital CLAIN.
I'll be damned.
Back in July, he pulled a young lady's hair, punched in her face, and took her cell phone. So he targeted women.
Yes, yes.
Talking to women.
Yeah.
This was his
Babies.
MO.
Mhm.
And then he was captured, and he did admit that he did punch her in the face, and that he took her cell phone. And at that time, I think that they put him on probation, if I'm not mistaken.
I want anybody to listen. Think about your daughter and your granddaughter. Don't start thinking about Sister Terry. I want you to think about her. I don't mean it like that.
Yes.
But I
I
want
know
you to
what you
put your mind on is your daughter
Right.
and your granddaughter, because that's how we get desensitized. It's like you thinking it's somebody else, and it ain't nobody. It's you. When they did that to us, to her, they did that to us. That's our community. That's your daughter's our daughter. Sister, I'm hurt.
How do you think he got in the house?
I don't know. Maybe he encountered her coming out the house because they said she did have a friend that stopped by.
Oh, she had
And-
somebody
yeah,
stop by.
earlier, and I guess on her way back in, and he knew there wasn't nobody there but her, and then his
that
grandmother
baby.
wasn't home.
Okay.
So opportunity.
That's what you look at as an opportunity.
And nobody
opportunity.
heard the shots or anything, huh?
No.
And you just did something. I mean, you just got through it. So it's see all this stuff about you crazy. You ain't that damn crazy. You know when to do something.
That's right.
You didn't do no brothers.
But here's the other piece.
No, he didn't. No.
Here's the other piece. He stayed in the area.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is deep. This
Well, I'm probably thinking that he was reason why he was still there, because he's trying to do something with those TVs, those televisions.
No.
Why else would he have brought him down there?
You know why he stayed there?
Right.
He left the rifle.
He left what?
He left the rifle he used.
Where?
I don't know. I haven't got that information yet, but they bought it out. I don't know where did they get it. I don't know if they got it out of my daughter's house or I'm figuring the daughter house because if they'd have got it from downstairs, maybe they would have taken everybody to jail. So I'm thinking he left it in the house.
And this is
And
all
he couldn't-
speculation.
yeah,
we don't
yeah,
know. And
we
don't
don't know.
wanna tamper with
Yeah,
the case or
right,
anything like that.
right,
So
right. But
we
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
because my daughter didn't have a rifle, but they
Okay.
did retrieve a rifle from the scene. So
Well, he had those televisions downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That
This
was
is crazy.
significant because he wouldn't have brought them down if he wasn't trying to take them nowhere.
right,
Mm-hmm.
So he was still in his commission of the act,
right.
and
When
you
I came.
showing up
Mm-hmm.
interrupted that.
Thank God he
And I'm
ain't
gonna
killed
tell you,
her.
I believe,
Thank God he
I
killed her.
believe, and it's just me speaking, that it was what he did was what he wanted to do, and that was murder that young woman and her child. The
Right.
TVs probably came second.
Right.
Yeah, well,
That was
right.
not
Yeah,
his
we know
motive.
that, but
Right.
that's still in the process
Mm-hmm.
of committing the crime. Whether he,
Yeah.
they weren't the prime reason why he went up there and got him.
Yeah.
The prime reason that he went up there was probably to kill her, but while he there, let me see what else I can get. So
Right.
he bring those televisions down, but he didn't bring them down to just leave them there. He brought them down to take them somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Thank
she
God he didn't
interrupted
kill.
that.
Thank God he didn't kill Terry.
Right.
Huh?
Thank God when Terry got there,
Exactly.
Right.
he didn't
That's
kill
what I
her,
was-
the mother.
That's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
He
said the
probably
young lady
seen. He probably
Victoria-
seen something in your eyes. He wasn't even thinking at that point, because I'm telling you, the way she said she was screaming and hollering. I don't know. I'm losing words, but
It's
smoking.
just
I'm smoking this morning. I'll tell you that.
disgusting.
Before we, and we have a few more minutes to go, can you tell us about
That's
your
what we want to know.
granddaughter?
Yeah, tell
Just
me.
a
Oh,
little bit.
that's the TikTok queen. I got millions and millions of pictures of her dancing and just having a good time. And she, for her to be the only child, she knew how to entertain herself
Uh-huh.
because she didn't have any siblings, but she knew how to entertain herself.
What grade was she going to?
The third grade.
The third grade.
The little girl.
Yeah, yes,
Wow.
yes.
What was her favorite colors?
Pink and white,
Pink
and
and
that's
white.
what we're using for the,
And TikTok queen.
yeah, TikTok queen.
And tell us a little bit about your daughter,
Oh, good girl, just good girl.
Miss Victoria.
Yeah, yeah,
Now-
she is.
Your daughter is Terry.
Terry. Yeah, she was a hard-working mother, and all she really wanted to do was take care of her baby.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You
That's what
know,
people
and-
supposed to want
and
to
that's
do.
what and that's what she was doing, what she was supposed to be doing, and she was at home where she was supposed to be at.
Yes, ma'am.
You know,
So,
with her child like she was supposed to be.
how is the family holding? I know.
Well, I have an oldest daughter. She's 42, and with her it's real hard because she couldn't have no kids, so that was their baby.
Wow.
Yes,
You know, so. But she's getting better, and like I told her, you know,
Stuff like this is like a nightmare.
it
Yes.
is,
You
it
know what I'm
is,
saying?
it
It'll be,
is.
it'll be some wild
You
time
know.
before you can even figure out
Right,
what day it is. You just in a
right.
fog,
yeah.
You just
And before,
going through the motions.
right, and before Terry, my son, he got killed by a drunk driver in East St. Louis in '05. So,
We send our condolences all the way around.
yes.
We have about 30 seconds. Can you tell us what you need for us to do, the public to do? What would you like?
We got to come to a solution. We got to do something. Our black people is suffering all the way around. I mean, nothing's like it was when I grew up.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Did you
know.
want to start a GoFundMe?
Yes.
Okay, good. We're going to give that information out.
Yes.
Okay.
You have it on hand, or we'll give it out next segment.
You have it, you wanna do it.
Queen got all that.
Why don't we put it into the next segment?
We'll-
Get
we'll-
a
Okay,
chance to
into the
get
next
that
segment.
together.
Okay.
So we don't rush. And we
Okay.
also want to just say thank you, Queen, for being
Yeah.
here.
Thank
And
you,
just
Queen.
every step of the way. We appreciate you. And thank you, Mom.
You're
I'll
welcome.
Right.
definitely be with
You're
you today.
welcome.
We're going to
Thank
toss
you.
this back to Mayor. He knows what time it is.
All right, it's time.
Okay.
It's time for a break. It's on a sad occasion, but it's stuff that we have to get through.
Yes.
Yes,
We
sir.
got to get this to you, got to present it to you, and let you hear it, serve it up raw the way it actually is. And that's what we do on the Bosley Show. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KATZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. Keep it on lock.
Stop
Quit
playing.
playing.
Quit playing.
Brothers and sisters, I'm really out of it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm holding it back. I am pissed.
Yeah.
I am pissed. I'm serious. I am pissed. And I'm not going to play like I ain't pissed. I'm pissed. And just listening to this mom talk, I mean, I'm not really there now. And I love my people, but that there, I don't have no love for him.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You know, because he didn't have no love in what he did and how he did it. Certain lines you do not cross. I'm telling you. You know, even the brothers in the street, brothers in the jails, I'm going to tell you, they're going to have a problem with this. Because there's certain lines you just don't cross. There's just certain things you just don't do. They do stuff, don't get me wrong, but it's a certain line they won't cross. And he didn't cross that line. You know, so I don't have no sympathy. You know, I don't have nothing for him. I don't. You know, and as men, we got to start addressing this. It's as much as we talk about being out here when the police shooters, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. I've been doing this for longer than all y'all combined. But I'm saying, what about now, about this? Because when we did a balloon release the other night, last week, it was 90% women out there, man. Your brother was out there, he called it, and I'm quite sure they did something, but I'm telling you, it was 90% women out there until me and the brothers came up. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this area that you were in on Pleasant, this is a two-family flat or a four-family?
Two.
Two-family. Okay, so your daughter's upstairs and his grandmama and them downstairs.
Right.
Okay, and they're renting from
Right.
some people.
Right.
All right. So now, are you all? Were they? You had indicated that he wasn't supposed to be there,
No.
and why was that?
Because the young man that the building belonged to, him and my older daughter are best friends.
Okay.
And he told us that no one is downstairs. That's why she moved in, because no one is downstairs but the grandfather and the wife.
Okay.
And that's it. And the grandma. That's all that was supposed to been there.
Okay.
And that's all that was there until last month.
Okay. And was he aware of this guy being
No, he
around?
didn't. He didn't know.
He wasn't aware of
no,
his
I feel so
presence.
sorry for him because the young man cried like a baby. He just
Oh,
fell out in that field over there.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He is so hurt because he's been knowing my daughter
Oh God.
and my baby daughter since she was a little girl.
Oh man.
That's how long he's been around. You know, he's been knowing her since she was a little girl.
Mhm.
And see, I'm
And
gonna
he
tell
is
you,
just devastated.
those kind, they don't respect their grandparents and none of that. Knowing him, he disrespect them. He would come in any kind of way because they're ignorant like that. And we can't dress it up. We can't take up for them. That's what we can't do. I'm not gonna do that. You know, y'all like me, or don't like me. I don't give a damn.
Have you talked to the grandparents?
Oh no. He had them to move out. And
move out?
he's helping to move out. He's gonna sell the building. He doesn't even want it anymore.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So we got that cash app ready or that whatever.
Yeah.
source?
Oh, I sent it to
Okay.
Brother Shahi. I sent it to you, but I,
You got it?
Sister,
Okay.
Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, she can add what she wanna add.
well, this lady, this beautiful.
When we go live, Mary gonna come in
Oh,
and then
okay.
he'll toss it
Okay.
to you.
It's your final 10 minutes, man.
The final 10
Yes, okay.
for the whole show? Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. We're dealing with something real emotional. It's a tragic situation, but again, we got to get this out. Now we're at the point where the family needs your help. We're making an appeal to you to provide whatever resources that you have that is available to help this family. And so we're going to ask that they give out the Cash App information.
So,
What's
Sister
on-
Queen, can you
what's-
speak
yeah.
directly, real loud,
Yeah.
directly? I want you to put your mouth directly.
Okay.
I want them to hear every word, and I want you to take your time and say it.
Okay, we have a GoFundMe account made for Sister Terry and her family. It's on Facebook on Toronto Miller's page, and you can also just go to GoFundMe and you'll see help this grieving mother / grandmother bury her children. Thank you.
Okay.
Spell
So-
Toronto Miller for us,
Yeah,
please.
that's what I'm.
TARANA
Hold on. Say it again.
TARANA Miller MILLER.
So say the whole thing again. I want them to make sure they hear it. Take your time.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, you can go to GoFundMe, and it's under Help This Grieving Mother / Grandmother Bury Her Children and / Grandchild. And you can go on Toronto Miller's page, TARANA MILLER on Facebook. She have the GoFundMe link on there. Thank you.
Let's do it again, one more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want brothers and sisters, I want you to take your pencil and paper out. That's why I want you to go real slow.
Okay.
I want them to get this, and let's help this family. Let's really help this family, please.
Okay, go to GoFundMe.com and you will see a link saying help this grieving mother / grandmother bury her grandchild. And you can also go to Facebook under Toronto Miller, TARANA MILLER. And she's the auntie of the deceased. And she had the GoFundMe link on her page, on her Facebook page. Thank you.
And so now, who has the bodies?
Bockham. Bockham.
Speak.
Bockham Funeral Home. Bockham.
Can you spell that? You know how to spell that? I don't even know what that is.
BAUCOM. Bockham.
Yeah, okay. Funeral.
B-O-M what?
BAUCOM. Funeral home.
And, okay, and I know that cost is. Have they told you how much it's going to cost you, or whatever? And can you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yes, it's gonna be $30,000 for the both of them.
How much?
30
$30,000.
for the both of them.
Damn. The havoc somebody done caused the family, but the money ain't the thing. It's the loss we done lost.
Yeah.
This is really serious. Brothers and sisters, the listening audience, we need your help. This family needs your we need your help. It ain't this family, it's us.
Yeah.
We need your help.
Need your help.
You know.
And I would imagine that those people who may want to give directly to the funeral home could give directly to the funeral home, but just make sure that it's noted that it's for this family. You see, make sure that it's noted that it's for this family, and they're listed under the names of who at the funeral home?
Terry Bankhead and Denala Edwards.
Terry Bankhead.
Yes, and Denala Edwards.
Speak a little bit louder for you, please.
Terry Bankhead
Yes,
and Denala Edwards.
Denali Edwards. Yeah.
Again, our hearts are just full this morning. I mean, we full. I promise you, we full. And everybody out there should be full. This is
Excuse me.
this is really real, and I'm like Merrick. We got to get it out there, but
Now, but see, you fool around, and we have police officers shooting, let a white man fire a bullet or mistreat a black man publicly, and we all out in the street.
yeah,
Oh, we falling out, bumping our head on the concrete. We acting a fool. Yeah, we are. But where is the outrage for this lady's family right here? And no white people do this. This was done by somebody black, B-L-A-C-K. Yeah. And see, some of you think that you, what did Al Sharpton say when he was talking about Mike Brown? He said, we act like we have no regard for what's going on around here.
yeah,
But you do.
yeah.
Because see, this, like Brother Shaheed has said,
Excuse me.
this could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And at the rate it's going, and I sure hope it does, but this is the type of stuff that'll come to a theater near you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
And you want somebody to carry it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you falling all out in the street, crying and
Yeah.
hollering and screaming, hooping. So let us have some concern for people who have experienced this tragedy. Let us have some concern for grandmama and mama, grandmama / mama,
Yes.
that has to carry this burden on.
Yes.
And show our concern in some kind of way. Maybe you can't give nothing. Maybe you can just go by the funeral, or maybe you can just stand out on the front, or maybe just to show times like this, people just need support.
Yes. A prayer.
And a prayer.
At least you can pray.
And,
They need some money, but if
yeah.
you can,
Listen,
God is the best knower. You know what you can do. You know
Yeah.
the position that you're in.
That's right.
That you can at least say a
Right.
prayer for them and not think this is heavy to me.
Yes, yeah, it is.
This is
Yeah,
heavy
it
to
is.
me.
Yeah, and you can't help but to internalize it and think about your family if you're really
Yes.
trying to be sincere about
Yes.
this whole thing.
Yes.
You know, to think about how you would respond. Well, you be just out of control. You
Yeah.
wouldn't, you couldn't. You just you probably just fall out in the street like
Just
like
like-
somebody. Like that guy you say he just fell out in the field
Yeah.
over there.
Yes.
The brother that owned the
Yes.
Yeah.
he wasn't even
Yes.
a family member,
Yes.
but he owned some
Yeah.
property that the people were
Yeah.
staying in, and his remorse and his hurt is that how does something like that happen in some property
Yeah.
that he owns, where he was just trying to provide
Yes.
a place for a young lady, 27
Ain't
years
that
old, and her daughter to get their first start. You know what I'm
And now
saying?
he don't even want to build it no more.
That's what I'm saying. And all of that just went through his whole mind, and he just lost it and just fell out. So that's what happens. That's how he responded to it. So think about how the family
Yes.
is responding to
and,
it.
And think about how it would be. Say your daughter's name. My daughter's name is Latifah,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a pawpaw named Inaya, and I got one named Samira, I got Antonika, and I got another granddaughter named Layla. Say your children's name.
Mm-hmm.
See, until y'all do this, see, you still ain't paying no attention,
Yes.
because then you're not gonna get involved. Let's get involved and let's start as a black community. Let's come together. Like she said, she don't have a problem with all black youth. She understands what we're going through. But this is crossing the damn line. Excuse my, this is crossing the line.
Too much.
You done crossed the line, and we can't work with you on this one here. I ain't gonna work with you. I'm gonna be letting loose everywhere I go. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because Allah is my witness on the Holy Quran.
Yes, sir. Tragedy.
Yes. So we wanted to close out. We didn't even want to talk about nothing else. Whatever else we wanted to talk about wasn't even
Yeah,
important.
we don't go know nothing else, but I want them to give out that GoFundMe information one more time if they can. You know, and the funeral home is Balcom.
Yes.
BAUCUM, Balcom Funeral Home.
Yeah, this morning at 10 o'clock.
That's right, and you're giving money to help Terry Bankhead, and Denala Edwards. Terry Bankhead and Denala Edwards. You
Yes.
ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Get up to that mic one more time. Our time is
Okay.
running out.
Okay, go to GoFundMe.com and look under Terry Ward, a grieving grandmother, help a grieving grandmother and mother bury her grandchild and her child. And also go to Tarana Miller page on Facebook. She has a link also. Tarana, Tarana Miller, Miller on Facebook. And you will see the link also. Thank you.
And I'm adding the link also to the Freeman Bosley Facebook page. It will be right underneath the video, so you can head over to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Facebook page, Freeman Bosley Jr. Show Facebook page, and you will see the link there as well.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Our time is gone.
Yeah, our time is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. You've been listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. Catch us next week from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We really appreciate you listening. Keep it on lock.
Stop playing.
Quit playing.
So, brothers and sisters, thank you. The show is over with. You don't hear it what you normally hear because it's not there. It's
know
not
it's
there
hard.
today. It's
I
just,
know
it's
it's
really
hard.
hard because it's hard for us. So I know what she's going through. Make sure you go on the page and share this here. And do me a favor, pick up the phone and call somebody. You know, it's like I had a doctor on the phone last night. I'm going to ask him all the doctors that we know. It's Allah is my witness, and I'm going to reach out to the Muslim community, some of the Arabs, and